Hello and welcome to Unravel Solutions Knitting Podcast, episode 2. If you want to follow me on my knitting journey, feel free to subscribe. You could also find me on Instagram as at Unravel Solutions. I post my like updates on my knitting, my finished objects, my works in progress, and any other crafting stuff that I get into. On this episode, I'll be talking about my May stats, my June Bujo pages, showing off recent FOs, my current whips, talking about what I'm watching, what I'm listening to, and at the end I'll be talking about a couple of esports tournaments that have been happening and upcoming esports tournaments. So if you're not into esports, you could just skip that stuff. So my May stats. In my knitting bullet journal, I finished my May knitting tracker. Here's the 31st at the very bottom. I wonder why. Okay. So I finished my daily knitting tracker for May. I had 8 finished objects and 2 frogged. I frogged 2 things. I frogged the slouchy black hat, the one that was in Cascades Real Black that I showed in the first episode. I frogged that one. And then I frogged the Goldfish Memory. I frogged that one because I also showed it on the first episode. It was the colors were getting too muddy together. Not muddy, they were just, it was in a high contrast and they were just blending in together, and I didn't like that, so I ripped it out, and I'm gonna pick a different color to use. So that's my daily knitting tracker, and then I have a May overview. So this is May, and I finished 1 audiobook in May. I got 8 FOs, and then 1 FO was a shawl, 3 were hats, and 4 were sweaters and tees. Sweaters, like, I also count dog sweaters as sweaters and tees, even though they're like, they're smaller. Well, yeah. So that's my knitting overview. Not sure why it's backwards. Last time it wasn't backwards. And then my year in yardage, which is my year in yardage. So May is right here, and I used 2,047 yards. Yeah, 2,047 yards for May. That doesn't include, I also finished crochet, but I didn't add crochet into the yardage that I used. I don't know. I'm since this is mostly like a knitting journal. Since it's a knitting journal, I didn't add crochet into here, so I don't even have the project pages in here for the crochet projects, but whatever. I'm separate. They're separate hobbies for me. So I don't add them into my knitting journal. Okay, so now the June Bujo pages. June bullet journal pages. So I did a calendar page, a big calendar page for June. I got these stickers from when I got my thermal printer. They gave me these stickers, so I don't know where to find these again. And then I have these events for esports Tekken 8 tournaments. These are CEO 2025 is going to be coming up next week, so I'm excited for that. So there's my June calendar. And then here are my June goals. These are my June goals. So for June, I want to finish the Bolero cardigan. Well, it's not a cardigan, it's a Bolero. The Catherine Bolero. I want to finish that, and I have a sleeve left to do. I need to sew the raglans, sew the sleeves, wash and block. And then my next goal is finishing 10 Starflower hexes, and I already have 2 finished. And then my last goal for June is to finish 4 audiobooks, and I'm working on one. I'm working on 1 audiobook so far. But and then so this is my June daily knitting tracker. Daily knitting tracker for June. So these are the days. These are the days. These are the projects. And then I fill in the color for the day and the project that I worked on. So I've worked on 4 projects on the first day of June. And then it's going to be filled out throughout the month. So that's June. I'm excited to fill this one out because it's in blue. Okay, so that's my knitting journal for May stats and June Bujo pages. Okay, so now my recent FOs. Okay, the stuff that I finished. The stuff that I finished recently. So they're here. So I finished a stole for this project was for I picked out the colors to be the pansexual flag, and I want to wear this for the Pride March in June. I think it's June 29th. I'll have to double check that. But this is it. It's really long. I started the blue, and then I worked into this color change. Then it turned into all yellow, and then this next color change into pink, and then finished off with pink. So this is the Alèï stole by Berangere. Sorry, it's French, so I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name. And it was made with 3.5 millimeter needles in fingering weight. So it's like it's got garter stitch texture, and then stockinette stitch, and then back to garter stitch, stockinette, and then more garter stitch. It's really nice. I like the way it was made. So I started this May 9th, and I finished it May 26th. So this color here is Malabrigo Cyan. This color here is Cascade Heritage Mustard. And this color here is Malabrigo Fuchsia, I believe. So yeah, I love this project. Alright, it's really pretty. I love it. Okay, so my next FO is, where is it? This one. This is the classic cuffed hat by Purl Soho. I made it with 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles in worsted weight. I started it May 14th and I finished it May 16th. So it was a really fast knit. Like, because it's worsted weight, it came out really fast. Yeah. So, okay, so this yarn, let me double check the yarn. This yarn was Lupin Threads Flex in the color number 3, Pink Lemonade. And look, it's got little speckles in it. It's got yellow and pink, and it's like a light pink. I made this for my mom's friend. I made her a pair of socks in this yarn already, and I had leftover yarn, and I figured I'd make her a hat also to go with her socks. So yeah, this is finished object. It's hot. I'm taking this off. It's hot. I have a fan next to me, but like, even with this, it's wool. It's gonna be hot. So my next FO is the Dustland dog sweater by Stephen West. It's right here. It has a harness hole. It's a dog sweater. They're little armholes. So I made this using a 4.5mm DK weight. I used Cascade 220 Superwash in the color Cobalt Blue, I think. I started it April 19th, and I had to wait a couple of weeks to get another ball of yarn because my gauge was off, and I had to use more yarn than what the pattern recommended. So I ordered another ball of yarn, and I got it in May, and I ended up finishing this May 16th. It's for my brother's cat for Christmas. I can't wait to see pictures of him in it. I'm excited. So it's the Dustland dog sweater, but it's made for a cat. So the stitch count between the chest, between the legs, is a lot shorter than what the pattern calls for. That's what makes it a cat sweater than a dog sweater. So there's that one. And then, so my next one is a crochet. It's this one. This one is the Crochet Fishbone Halter top by Crochet with Carrie. It was made with a 3mm hook in DK weight, and I started it April 16th, and I didn't finish it until May 22nd. But yeah, it's finished. I just need to add the ties at the end. But I do have these ties like that. Yeah, I like this. This is really pretty. Yeah, this is a crochet one that I finished. Let's see. Okay. My next one is another crochet one, and it's this one. I have to add the strings to for the neck, but I think it's big enough to cover my chest. And I have to add the ones in the back on the side too. So this one is Pura Vida by a crochet halter top by Amanda Love Santos. This was made with a 4mm hook in sport weight. I like the way it looks. It's supposed to be the pink. It's supposed to be the blue, the yellow, and the pink of the pansexual flag. It was another, but the colors are really pastel-y and really light. So I like it. I'm gonna keep it, but I don't think I'm gonna wear it for. I might wear it for the Pride March. I don't know. I haven't decided what my outfit's gonna be for the Pride March. Okay, my next FO is a super bulky hat by Ashleigh Kiser. It's this hat. I made it for a friend. This yarn is woolly, Lion Brand woolies in the color marble. But it's a nice big hat for my friend's noggin. It's really nice, really big. I finished this May 27th and I started this May 27th and I finished May 27th on the same day. It was a fast knit because it's super bulky. I used the 8mm needles and super bulky yarn. It's really nice. Okay. And then my last FO is the striped pup sweater by Stephen West. It's this one. I just finished it. It's so cute. This one is for a pup. This one is for my brother's pug. And it's a Christmas present for her. And it also has a harness hole. But it's so cute. So this color is, for both colors, I used Cascade 220 Superwash in the color white. This is white. And this one is sulfur. I love this. Is like a green yellow. In person it's a green yellow. In camera it looks a little more green, but yeah, I love this color. I can't. When I saw this color online, I was like, I need this, and I needed to make something with it. And I made this pug sweater for my brother's dog. But yeah, I started this. This was my June cast on. For the month of June. This was my June cast on. So I casted it on June 1st, and I finished it June 3rd. So it was a very fast knit for me, especially when it's like DK. I used a 4mm needles, and the weight of the yarn is DK. Yeah. Okay, now time for my whips, my recent whips. So I've been working on I brought back 2 projects from hibernation, and I'm gonna work on them during June and the summer. So these are my summer knits. I brought back the Starflower blanket. This is I did 2 squares so far. So I've been doing like one not squares, hexagons. I've been doing one hexagon every 2 days, and I've gotten 2 done already. It's the Starflower blanket is by Tincanknits, and I'm using 4.5mm needles in worsted weight yarn. The yarn is one of a kind, single lot skeins from Malabrigo. So each color is different. This one's a brown. This one, I use this one for this one. This one's a blue. This one's like a purpley. And this one's another blue. So I've been working on these in the morning. Like when I wake up and I want to knit, I'll work on one every 2 days in the morning. These are the first things I work on in the morning. So there's that. My next project is my next whip is the Catherine Bolero, and it's by Elizabeth Lovick, and I'm using a 3.25 and a 3.75mm needles with fingering weight. So I showed these before and I've gotten a little far. I got a sleeve done finally. It's really long. I got a sleeve done. So I got a sleeve done, and I also got these done. So this is the back. They're all sewn. They're all knit in pieces and then sewn together. So I did the back. This is the back. This is the back piece. This is the buttonhole bands. This one has the buttonholes like that. This is this side. So there is the right side, the left side, the back side, a sleeve, and then I'm working on the other sleeve. I'm like a quarter of the way done. Yeah. So there's that. I'm using Cascade Heritage in the colorway highlighter pink. So there's that. I've been working on this throughout the day. I was working on it earlier today because I want to get it done. I want to get it done before like the end of next week. That's my goal. That's my goal, to get it finished. So we'll see how that goes. My next whip is the Starflake Shawl by Stephen West. It's in this bag. And I just started the brioche. I finished the stripes, these stripes, and I got to the brioche section. I'm knitting brioche now. These stitches right here are brioche. So I finished the stripes, working on the brioche, but this one is taking me a little long because the rows are like 8 minutes a row, and it's brioche, so it's taking me longer. And so I've just been picking it up and doing one brioche row a day. So I'm only at 2 rows in the brioche. And I've got quite a bit to go. So I love this color. this one is Cascade Heritage Highlighter Orange, and this one is Hedgehog Fibers Sock Yarn in the colorway Seed. I think the Seed is discontinued, but I got 2 balls of it when it was still online. But I like the way they look together. Yeah, love it. Okay, my next my next whip is the Flax sweater by Tincanknits, and it's knit up on a 3.75 millimeter in fingering weight, and I'm using, it's like a muted pastel rainbow. This yarn is Dream in Color, Smushy, in the colorway Golden Kisses. So I'm still working on the neck, and I'm slowly getting towards to split sleeves. I finished this ball. I'm at like 50 grams on this ball, and this ball is a little more colorful than this one. So I think what I'm going to do is alternate the skeins, like knit this one round roll, knit this one round roll, and repeat. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, my next recent whip is a toe up vanilla sock. It's in this bag. Almost all of my bags are made by me, and the fabric I got them from is from Joann's. Rest in peace, Joann's. But it's knitting sheep. How cute is that? Knitting sheep. So this is my toe up vanilla sock. It's in this colorway. This is Malabrigo sock yarn in the colorway Sari, and I already have 1 sock done. So this is an Afterthought heel sock, so I put the Afterthought heel here. I love the feel of this sock. The sock is really good. And then I started my second one a couple of days ago. So I work on these when I'm in the doctor's office. I work on these, or when I'm going on a walk. Sometimes I'll bring my knitting with me and I'll walk and knit, but it's not often that I do that. So there's my doctor's office knitting. Okay, so my next whip is the Book Club Cardigan by Sari Nordlund. And it's on a 4mm needle in worsted weight. This yarn is Patons in the classic wool, and I think it's like a charcoal color. I showed this one in my first episode, and I only did like 5 rows because the chart for this is so effing small and it's annoying. So I haven't gotten much work on this. I do want to finish this for the fall so that I have a cardigan when it's chilly. So, excuse me. So when autumn hits, I think I'll be working on this a lot more. Okay, so my last whip is the Hooded Shawl Cardigan by Susanne Sommer. It's knit up in 3.5mm needles in fingering weight. And then this one is in timeout because I haven't decided if I wanted to frog it. This one has been in timeout for a couple of weeks. I'll be honest, I'll be honest. Because I don't know if I want to frog it. Like, I already split for the sleeves. This is the back. This is the back. And I didn't gauge swatch this, so of course I had this coming for me. It's too big on the front. I think because it sags. This is the front. This is the front. It sags in the front, and I don't think that's a problem with the pattern. I think that's a problem with my gauge. Like, there's like a couple of, it's longer in the front than it is in the back, and it doesn't, like, it's not lined up together to match in height. So, excuse me, I can't decide if I want to frog this or continue knitting on it, so I put it in timeout, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Part of me wants to frog it. Part of me really, really doesn't want to frog it because it took me so long to do this. It took me a long time to get to this point, and I really enjoyed the knitting, but I don't want to do it again. So I think I might end up finishing it. I think what I might end up doing is I'm gonna finish the sleeves. I'm gonna finish the sleeves first, and then see how I feel about it after. Because if I finish the sleeves, I'm most likely going to finish the shawl. I mean, if I finish the sleeves, I'm most likely going to finish the cardigan. Because at that point, I'd almost be done with it. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's very pretty. I used, the colorful yarn is Dream in Color Colossal Sock in the colorway Enchanted. And the black I used is Cascade Heritage Real Black. And they look really good together. So this one's still in timeout until I decide to pick it up again. So that's all my whips. And then, okay, so now I'm going to talk about what I'm watching. So I'm watching right now on the TV House. It's on Hulu. And my brother got Hulu on the living room TV, so I started watching House. And it's going alright. The first season is really slow, and I think the next couple of seasons are slow too. And then it gets spicier towards the end of the season. but it's House with Hugh Laurie, and I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I think I'm just watching it to watch it, like just to have something on the TV while I knit. But I think I'm gonna stop watching House and I'm gonna start watching Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale, because it's on Hulu, and I watched the first 2 seasons of it, and I thought it was really good, but I never finished the series. And I think they released a new season recently, so I want to watch that. The anime I've been watching is Konosuba, Cowboy Bebop, and Oran's Host Club. So my brother got Crunchyroll, and he let me use it. He let me use it, so I've been watching some anime. The podcasts I've been watching have been The Grocery Girls, Table 10, and Charm City Unicorns. I really like those podcasts. They're like, those are bowls. What I'm listening to. So last month I was listening to Lights Out by Navessa Allen. I wanted to listen to a modern fictional because I've been listening to audiobooks of dark fantasy novels, romance fantasies, like like stuff that aren't like fictional moderns. So then I looked through the excuse me, like the popularity. I sorted by popularity, and then I saw Lights Out, and I picked that one. At first, I didn't like it because I wasn't a fan of the female voice character, and then eventually I got used to it, and I was like, okay, this is fine, I like it. And it turned out to be a pretty good book. I recommend it if you like. It does have quite a few trigger warnings at the beginning. They tell you which ones. And it is a dark romance, but it was a good one. I enjoyed that one. It got a few chuckles out of me. So this month I'm listening to Dark Restraint. I'm listening to an audiobook called Dark Restraint by Katie Robert. It's in the series. I think it's called the Dark Olympus series, where Neon Gods was the first book by Katie Robert. And I think this is the 7th book. Excuse me. I think this is the 7th book. And I don't really care too much about the characters, like Ariadne. I'm not a fan of her, and I don't really care about her. So this book is like, I have to get through it, and I have to listen to it to like further the story and the plot. So this one's getting like a 3 out of 5 stars at me so far. Yeah, not my. It's like it's continuing the Olympus story, but it's revolving around Ariadne and the Minotaur, and I really don't care for those characters. Sorry, but I just don't care about them. I want to hear more about the other characters. Okay, so that's what I'm watching and that's what I'm listening to. Oh. So, if you don't care for esports, thank you for stopping by and watching episode 2. If you want to keep up in my journey of knitting and what I've been up to, Feel free to subscribe and follow me on my Instagram at Unraveled Solutions. Okay, for the esports segment. So, excuse me. I'll mostly be talking about Tekken 8 tournaments since Tekken Worlds Tour 2025 started May 9th at Evo Japan. 982 entrants competed at this Master Plus event. The grand final was Knee versus Mogold. Oh my god, it was so good. And Knee won 3-2, taking first place, playing as Brian. So 10 out of 10. Would recommend watching that Evo Japan. It was really fucking good. At the same time, Street Fighter 6 was hosted at Evo Japan with over 7,100 entrants. Ultimately, Mena RD won first place. So good for him. And then Kagoribi 13 in Japan, a super premiere Smash Ultimate tournament was May 4th to the 5th. An attendance of 2,548 entrants, with 44 out of 50 players being on the Lumi rank of 2024. It was considered to be one of the most difficult Smash tournaments. Akola took it to the grand finals reset and taking the win against Raru 3-1. Congrats to Akola. So the next tournament is Kowloon in Japan, and it happens May 11th, a super premier Smash Ultimate tournament with 393 entrants. The grand final was Onin versus Sonics, and Onin taking the win. Congratulations, Onin. So the next one is a Tekken 8 tournament. It was the Brussels Challenger Major Edition in Belgium. Happened Saturday, May 17th to the 18th. It was a challenger event with points to TWT, which is the Tekken World Tour 2025, as well as Esports World Cup qualifier for first place. And congratulations to King Ray Jr. for securing first place and the EWC spot. Good for him. I was rooting for him. Combo Breaker 2025 in Chicago, US happened May 23rd to the 25th. There was a Tekken 8 Masters event. Mogul took first place. Congratulations to him. I was rooting for Mogul too. Congratulations to Mogul winning Combo Breaker 2025. The next one is another Tekken 8 tournament, and it was Battle Arena Melbourne 15 in Australia, and it happens May 31st to June 1st. A master event, and the first place went to Arslan Ash. Yeah, I was rooting for Arslan Ash. The grand finals was amazing. Would recommend watching it. And then lastly, at the same time as Battle Arena's Head Stomper in Sweden was happening May 31st to June 1st. A Tekken 8 challenger event. Congrats to Ilias for getting first place. I didn't watch too much of the Head Stomper because I was busy watching Battle Arena, but I did watch the grand finals, so congrats to Ilias. And then, so the upcoming tournaments are CEO 2025, June 13th to the 15th. June 13th, 14th, 15th. And then Chain Shift 2025, June 21st to the 22nd. 21st to the 22nd. And then it's Ragnarok 2025, June 28th to the 29th. Ragnarok 28th, 28th, 29th. And then there's also a Rocket League relay major happening in June, I believe. I'm watching that. I'm waiting for Esports World Cup. There's going to be League of Legends. There's going to be Tekken, Street Fighter, Teamfight Tactics, Rocket League. I want to watch the Rocket League. And there's going to be a bunch more esports games. And more games that are going to happen in EWC. But that's everything I have. And thank you if you followed along all the way through. I really appreciate it. If you liked seeing and you would like to see more, please subscribe. That would help me a lot. It would give me a confidence boost too, because like I'm pretty shy, and it took me quite a bit to finally hit record and start talking in front of the camera. But I'm having fun doing this, and I also would like to make some friends, because I only have one knitting friend, and I'd like to make more knitting friends, maybe to like meet up and have knit nights and stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.